Hello and welcome to the SoundLab podcast interviews unedited. On today's show is a Slam Dunk Festival special, and this is part one of a two-part special. On today's show, we have interviews from Newfound Glory, Frank Zummo, who you will know of Sum 41 and now Electric Callboy. We also have the likes of Heart Attack Man, Winona Fighter, and Twin Atlantic as well. So let's crack on, shall we, and play our first interview from Newfound Glory from Slam Dunk Festival 2025. How are you?
Pretty good, man.
Good.
Yeah, we're good. We flew here, day before yesterday, and boy, are our arms tired.
Yeah. I think I would say that we're very happy to be back. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yes.
Yeah. How long's it been? A few years.
Pre-COVID, so was it 2018?
Yeah, I want to say it's more than 5
Dunk.
years, 6 to 7 years, yeah.
I think that's when we last had a chat as well. So it's been a while. But good news is you've started to release some new music. We've been playing 100%.
Thank you.
Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Tell us what?
Tell us about the single.
Oh, yeah. So we recorded 100% probably, 9 months ago, probably.
Yeah.
So before we even did the record. But it was kind of like the little precursor to what the record was, kind of the vibe of everything. And, you know, in typical Newfound Glory fashion, we like to write about, you know, things that are going on in each other's lives and all that kind of stuff, and keep it on a positive, keep it positive. You know, we've always tried to keep it positive. So it's basically taking, whatever you do in your life and try and giving it your all, you know. And I know that's not always easy, but it's always having that sort of mentality, even if you can't give it your all, you know. Always try and give 100%.
Yeah.
And like what Jordan said, we just released 100% a short while ago, but what we actually just finished literally about a week and a half ago is a full record. It's being mixed right now, and it'll be out in the fall, and so it'll be more of the 100%-ish vein, if you want to call it, and a little bit of everything. I think people are going to be very pleased with what they hear.
Yeah.
How's it sounding? Is it what you wanted it to be, or is it kind of just how it turned out while you were recording it?
I think it's more than what we want it to be. For us, we feel like we have an amazing team working with us. So it was produced and recorded by Steve Evitz, who has worked with us in the past, and then it's being mixed right now by the great Neil Avron, who we've worked with countless times over and over. And I think Neil gets us very well. He knows us. He really helped us with our career early on, and so you can give him what you do, and you just know you're going to get it back, and it's going to be amazing. And so far, so good.
Yeah. Nice. Is there any tracks that kind of didn't make the records that you think you want to look to the future and use, or you're going to bin them off? What do you think?
Were there? I think we recorded all of them. We recorded 10 songs on the record, so nine were the new songs we recorded after 100%. So, yeah. 10 total.
Good. How's it sounding in comparison to the vast amount of records you've got out there now?
I don't know. We got the first mix last night of one of the new songs, and it sounds crazy. It sounds huge. I think people are going to be psyched on it. So.
Riffs everywhere. Guitar riffs everywhere. You got heaviness that people love from us. You got energy that people love from us. Catchy melodies. It's kind of a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Nice. And when it comes to writing, how do you guys start off? How do the tracks normally start?
Well, honestly, that it can change for every record. This record, Ian could probably attest to it. Jordan here spent 2 months in Japan with his family, which was amazing. But at the same time, Ian and we flew out to Nashville, where Chad is, and we spent a week kind of writing and starting the process of writing, and then went home for a little while and continued the ideas and lyrics. Jordan was contributing while he was in Japan, and even after that time to lyrics, and we kind of crafted everything then. And then we came back together in a studio for literally about a day and a half to start playing through these songs as a band, and then just immediately. And it was a fun process where it was a little different than what we've done before, but it's very collaborative, which has always been. And in the end, we had these 9 songs we recorded, in my opinion, pretty fast. And there was just, they really kind of helped write themselves. It wasn't that tough or anything. And just very proud of what we've done.
You said it's a little different from what you've done before. What was it like before, and why have you done it this way around this time?
I think the only reason why I say different is because in times past we might just all get together for let's say 2 straight weeks somewhere, and we would basically just write the record then. And this time, we all have families, and everybody, we all live in different spots, and so we found time to still get together. Whether maybe we needed to do a FaceTime or two with Jordan, or he's going to give he literally gave a notebook full of lyric ideas. And, so even if it's almost unconventional, it's cool for us because it's another way and kind of creative way to, get these ideas to life.
Do you think you'll do that again in the future for new records, or do you think you might revert back?
I don't know.
I kind of like the vibe of when we do get together and like kind of hash out the songs. But I don't know.
We'll see.
Watch this space. It came out good, so we'll see. You know.
Now, once you finish Slam Dunk here this weekend, what's your plan next?
So we have Slam Dunk in Europe as well, and then we have a couple Germany shows of our own. We do have a headlining Brighton show, and then we go home, and then we have a big summer tour in the U.S. It's us and Jimmy Eat World and Offspring in the U.S.
We never heard of those bands, huh?
No,
Never.
Small bands, and that's kind of like what we got going on.
You know what we
long summer tour. Oh yeah,
We come back here in October.
nice drop.
Leave it to
nice
Ian.
Drop.
Ian's got all the info. Come back in October
Well,
for a headlining tour.
Yeah, so we'll be at Brixton Academy, and you know we got a bunch of shows.
And
in October.
we're bringing two great bands with us then, Koyo and Real Friends.
Real Friends, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be a great tour.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. When it comes to set lists, you've got plenty of tracks out there you could pick from. How do you create set lists when it comes to festivals, headliners, support slots? How do you kind of cater them all?
It's nearly impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
But we try to give everybody a little bit of everything, you know. We also want to have fun up there too, so that's why we don't play super weird like deep cuts, because we want to have fun on stage and we want the crowd to have fun, and when they're having fun, we have fun. So that's kind of how we've always done it.
And then we wrote a set like last week or something for this show, and we rehearsed it yesterday, and I think I was kind of second guessing my entire life by maybe song 6, because there's definitely a lot of fast ones in there, which I think a lot of people are going to be very appreciative of here at Slam Dunk. Yeah.
I spoke to Bowling for Soup not too long ago, and they said that they like to pick a random song from a back catalogue that no one's heard of and shove it into their set. Is there a track of yours that you've kind of maybe even never played live before that you want to kind of get into a set at some point in the future?
Well, I know a song that Ian will always pick to play no matter what the situation is, if he could. And it's not really a back catalog song, it's just an older song. You know,
I would always pick Passing Time.
that's the one.
I would also always pick a song called So Many Ways, which was, I think, a B-side out here. It was on the record, but a
Self-titled.
B-side in the States. And then there's always songs like The Minute I Met You from like the Clock Stopper soundtrack, which I think would be a lot of fun to play live, but I mean, it would never happen. No one in the band wants to play the songs I want to play, I'll tell you that. Every once in a while, I'll get them to agree and we'll put it on there, and they'll like, see, 2 people in the crowd wanted to hear it, and that was it.
Well, case in point is last year we did a tour where we celebrated our album Catalyst, the 20th anniversary of that tour, and so we did this like special VIP thing before the show where we took our B-sides and we performed an acoustic for the crowd. But Jordan had to tell everybody pretty much every single day how one of the songs, he had to literally go on YouTube to relearn it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, like we've had, like you said,
Typical fashion.
At this point, you almost start forgetting some of the songs you don't play every night, right? So it's fun, but it's a little bit of work.
Feels like new songs though, doesn't it, if you go back in time to those ones?
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Newfound Glory from Slam Dunk Festival 2025. Now, we are all over social media, so come and find us at The Sound Lab, yes, on all the socials, and you can also check out the website at thesoundlabuk.co.uk. Now, we had a little catch-up with Frank Zummo, who you will know as the drummer for Sum 41, who have now disbanded. He's now joined Electric Callboy on their summer festival run. Hopefully, he gets to be joining them full-time as well, but that is still to be seen. So, here we go. Frank Zummo, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you again, man. It's been a couple years.
Yeah, it has, yeah. I think 2 years since you were here last with Sum 41.
Yeah, and it's crazy to be back now with a headliner that's not Sum 41.
Indeed, yeah. How does it feel to be back, but not with Sum 41?
Awesome. I mean, flashing back, because when we were here, it was our first festival back from COVID.
Yeah.
And then obviously I was beyond excited to be back. I was doing solo sets to open the day, then closing with Sum. So just like, it was wild. But yeah, here we go again.
Yeah.
New band, new whole thing.
We've got a lot to cram into this interview,
Yeah.
so let's start with Electric Callboy. When did the call come to join them on these dates?
For these dates, I literally got a call from them as Sum 41 was about to play our final performance at the Juno Awards in Vancouver. I woke up with an email saying, "Are you available for summer festivals?" And I was just like, Yeah. Actually, this is my last show with Sum 41, so perfect timing.
So between then and the first show, what's gone through your mind? Kind of, what have you had to learn? Kind of talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is I filled in for these guys. That's how our story started in Australia. Back in December, we had to, unfortunately, Sum 41 cancel the whole tour because we got there and Derek had pneumonia.
Yeah.
So I was literally still in the country. These guys called me. Their drummer was ill. I learned the show in 5 hours. So we started our story kind of there. So when this came up again, they were like, well, you know the show. So do you want to come join us for festivals? And we did we're doing something special for Sum 41 in our set tonight too. There might be a little remix of something as a surprise. But yeah, so it's been because of our past history in December. It was just like obviously I had way more time to dive into the finer details, learn some new songs. So I just did a lot of rehearsals on my own. Then we just spent about 2 weeks in Germany, just band rehearsals, production rehearsals, and we get to just go for it tonight.
Yeah. How easy is it for you to learn that?
I mean, the 5 hour thing was crazy.
Yeah.
I had to make notes on every song. There was a bunch of songs I'd never heard in my life. But it pulled off. I just locked myself in my hotel room and it was just amazing to be able to do that and to, for the festival to lose Sum 41, then Electric Callboy took our spot. So then the festival almost lost them. So it was just cool to just be able to step up, and I came to Australia to work, so it was great to, do something new, and the band's awesome. It's a fucking party. It's so fun.
Yeah. The music speaks for itself about how fun it's going to be, so especially if you go to a show of theirs. And obviously at the moment it's just filling in these dates at the moment. I'm sure they're looking for a permanent, but could that be you?
We'll see. I mean, I think it's just because this happened so sudden for them, it's let's spend the summer together. It's the first time, it's a marriage, basically. You're living together for the first time, working together. It's let's just not look past this summer. Let's just do this summer, and then we'll have that conversation. Right now, we're just in the moment. It's all about festivals, and, it's all new territory still for both. So
Yeah. Especially after Sum 41, I'm sure there's something you want to try and keep going. So this is probably a good.
This is a great
option.
I obviously was going to continue. I didn't know how long it was going to take to find a new gig or what was going to happen, and it was amazing that this happened right away. And to be completely honest, I was really bummed to think about not playing festivals in UK and Europe this summer, because I live for this. There's nothing like it. So I was starting to get depressed, thinking, oh man, I'm not going to come to Europe, because I've been coming for the past decade every summer. So it's so great to be back here, to be with a band that's just blowing up right now, and to be part of that. The music's great. The production is insane. So it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, nice. Let's talk about Sum 41 and the end of an era. What was it like to be in that room when you kind of all came to the decision to call it a day?
Well, it was an email that I got from Derek, which it was crazy, to get that email that this was going to be our last album cycle and our last, tour. But, after processing it for 24 hours and getting on a call with him and then each band member, let's wait for that to go by.
It's very loud.
It's a trolley on the grass. After processing it for 24 hours and having a conversation with Derek, I respected it, because he's let's go out on top. Let's give our fans the farewell of, just a celebration. So it was a great way, and then I just dealt with it by okay, we have this next tour, and then finally there wasn't anything anymore, and I started to get a little, depressed, because I was just wow, there's nothing, I don't know my future. I'm a big planner, so I don't like the unknown, as well as I was embracing it, and then these guys called and just alleviated all of that, and here we go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure, have the calls been coming in for Sum 41 to get back together already?
Oh, of course. I mean, we were still together, and we were getting offers to reunite. We're we haven't even broken up. But no, it's all love. It ended on the highest of highs. We're brothers and family. I just spent Easter with Derek and his family, with my family, so it's it's all good. Unfortunately, I missed our exhibit just went up in the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. It's this beautiful whole exhibit, and I had to miss it because I was here. But I was there for obviously the Junos and our induction into the Hall of Fame, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah, how was that?
I don't even still believe it that we're in the Hall of Fame right now. What an amazing way to end it though. Like if you're gonna write a story, that's like the fairy tale ending you
Tops it
dream
up, doesn't
about.
it?
Yeah.
It's the icing on the cake, as they
100%.
say.
Yes.
And speaking of the offers that are coming back in, they're obviously coming in. Has there been like a standout crazy one that is like stupid money?
Not that I'm
Not yet.
aware of. I'm not aware of any of that. I mean, we're done. There's no, plan or anything. It's like we literally got rid of equipment and our storage unit that stored the gear. Like, that was it. I mean, all my gear literally came back in the cases. Both my drum sets went to 2 different museums in America to be on display. And then the callboy thing happened. Threw my new gear in it, put it on a flight to get over here in time. So it's wild. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. And when we spoke last time, a couple of years ago, you were doing your own set to kick off Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
And you've been doing your own kind of stuff too. Where are you at with your own stuff?
Still collaborating, still putting out music. On the final Sum tour, I did a lot of DJ gigs, which were fun. A lot of workshops for kids, which has been really incredible. I launched a new project that we're actually next week. We're putting out our first single. The vibe is very similar to Electric Callboy. It's called Gravis, Gravas. So we're putting out our new single of an EP that's coming out this year. Yeah, just doing that as well. So just staying busy and creative as always, but just prioritizing family time as well. Now that I'm back and forth a lot this summer, which is good. I get to go home and have summer with my family, and then come back over here for festivals. So I'll be, because the band's from Germany.
Yeah.
So I'll be the one flying back and forth, but I don't mind. I get to go home and have family time because I missed pretty much all of last summer because we were on this insane final world tour.
Yeah.
We did 117 shows, I think, in a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not much rest.
No, it was go. But it was great.
And hope you enjoyed the interview there with Frank Zummo, now of Electric Callboy and formerly of Sum 41. Now, here on Spotify, we also have a Spotify playlist. We also bring you 150 brand new up-and-coming artists that we think you might enjoy, and you can find out all those tracks and artists on our fresh playlist here on Spotify. Just head to our website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, to find the link. And while you go and save that playlist, we're going to play you an interview from a Winona fighter who we had a chat with at Slam Dunk Festival just last week. So, Winona fighter, how are you?
Doing great.
Doing great.
Here at Slam Dunk, how's your day been?
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah, the weather's held. The crowd is looking good, feeling good, loving it.
Nice. Set go well? I believe you were on late, but went well?
Yeah, little late. Festivals, it's hard to... If you're having an on-time festival, it's kind of it's a rarity, I would say. But, no worries. Like, we, played the songs we like to play, and I think everyone had a good time. Some people moving out there, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, good. And you've got a busy summer coming up. Tell us about some shows that you're doing.
Yeah, so we're headed back to the States here. We're going to be, I think, traveling basically for 2 months straight, doing a couple festivals, a couple opening slots, and then a bunch of headliner dates, which is going to be really fun.
Cheeky Canada Festival.
Oh, yeah. Sneak that in there, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. For our Canadian listeners.
That's
there
right.
There are some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. And you're doing all these shows because you released your debut record. It's been out a couple of months now, I believe.
Yeah, February. Yeah.
How's it gone down?
I think pretty good. It's gotten a pretty good, response, and we're super proud of it, and people seem to be liking it.
Yeah, nice. The sound that you made with this record, then, was it the sound you wanted, or was it kind of how it turned out?
Yeah, no, I think we made it, so I think, literally, I recorded everything in my studio, and we played all the instruments, and I mixed it as well, so really the only other person that touched it was the mastering engineer. He didn't
ruin it.
He didn't ruin it. He actually made it better, which is great. But I think it's, it turned out, I think, how we wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a garage record, which I think is awesome for a debut record, but it sounds amazing. So I think, to Austin's point, like, all of us just are the only people that touched it, so it feels very authentic, and I think that's what you want from a debut album.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto the record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them down the line or bin them off, do you think?
No, I think they're always up for consideration. I think maybe, down the line there could be maybe an extended version or a deluxe version or something like that, possibly. We'll see what happens.
Nice. And I'd like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do the tracks normally start off?
I think they can start various ways. Sometimes Dan would have a guitar part. Sometimes I might have a part that I come up with. Sometimes Chloe would have an idea for something. Maybe a title would spark something, or an experience that we went through or Chloe went through or something. Maybe she was like, oh, this just happened. We should write something about it. But yeah, I think Chloe usually has some sort of lyrical thing, or even a title that has nothing to do with an actual experience. It's just like, oh, here's a song title that I think is fun. Let's try to marry that to a fast riff or something, and it turns out okay. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is it a fairly collaborative approach when it comes to kind of getting the songs together?
I would say musically, yes. Lyrically, Chloe is the mastermind behind the lyrics for sure.
Yeah, nice.
And I think everybody, it's like we all have a kind of best idea wins mentality. So it's like if Austin's like, actually maybe this would be a cool for the guitar part here, it's like, yeah, that sounds awesome, let's go with that. So nobody has a huge ego about any of that kind of stuff, which I think makes the whole song just lift up and get better.
Yeah, good. And when you come to record the actual finished article, how do you guys work it in the studio? Do you layer it up? Do you perform it all as one take, all of you together? How does it work for you guys?
Yeah, we usually layer it up. So maybe we'll have a demo or something that we made really quickly, but maybe we can have a quick scratch vocal and record some drums to that, and then start layering on top of that. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. And with this summer full of shows for you guys, what's the winter going to hold for you? Are you going to be doing more shows, or is it going to be back in the studio? Kind of what's the idea at the moment?
Well, I know in November, that's been announced, right? Warp Tour Orlando. So Warp Tour has come back in the States, and so we're playing the Orlando date. Hopefully adding maybe I would enjoy playing an opening slot for a band that we love at some point. So
that would be great.
But yeah, I mean, I think we just want to continue touring and seeing the fans and playing shows. So
yeah, have you put thoughts towards the next record yet, or is it kind of just touring mode now?
I think we're all kind of even individually, even just like putting ideas together. We all kind of come up with stuff. I've got a million voice memos on my phone of just like when I come up with a guitar idea, just like Winona fighter guitar riff 43, whatever it is. So we always are coming up with stuff, and then I think probably like in the fall, winter, something like that, we'll get back together and start expanding on those.
Yeah, nice. And is there anywhere you've not toured yet that you want to get to at some point?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy to be here. This is our first time in the UK playing shows. I'd love to do Japan. I think Japan would be amazing. The rest of Europe, hopefully.
Yeah, we talked Germany would be really cool. I'm excited to get to Canada, honestly. We'll be there in a couple weeks or a month or so. But I'm excited to be to Canada. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, and how have you found the UK crowd?
I think they've been great. They've been willing to jump around and throw some bows, you know what I mean? And I think they've been good.
Loud singers, which is really cool. Very loud singers.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Winona Fighter. Now, we are going to move on straight away and play you the next interview from Heart Attack Man, who we had a chat with at Slam Dunk Festival. So, Heart Attack Man, how are you?
Doing great. Feeling good?
Doing
absolutely
awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's good. Here at Slam Dunk, how's your day been, and looking forward to tomorrow as well?
It's been great. I'm personally really glad it's not too sunny. I'm glad also that it's not rainy. I feel like the temperature's perfect, so I got no complaints.
Although standing here now, I think I just felt a drop of rain. So
it's all your fault.
I didn't feel
fingers
that.
Crossed. And it's on you if it starts to rain. We're going to stick through though. Now the big news is you've just released a brand new record about a month ago now.
Yep.
So for those who've not heard it yet, tell us a bit about it.
It's called Joyride the Pale Horse. It is our 4th album, and it rips.
I agree. It's really good.
Good.
I like it a lot too.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
Also, I just felt a raindrop.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh well, we'll live. It's only rain. 4 records in now. How does this record sound in comparison to your previous?
It's the best one yet. I don't know. I feel like right at this stage of us in the game, we're the best at being Heart Attack Man than we've ever been. Feels locked in. I don't know. I just feel like we're more focused than ever, and it feels rewarding that each step of the way, it kind of feels a bit more dialed in.
Nice.
So.
Nice. And I'm sure you wrote more than what made it onto this record.
Oh yeah.
What happens to those now? Do you consider them down the line, or
I mean,
binned off?
sometimes there was a couple songs on this album that were, kind of remnants of the last one that weren't done yet,
Yeah.
or but sometimes those will take shape and make their way onto the next project, and sometimes they just are banished into another realm,
Yeah.
never to be heard again. It happens. There's a lot of songs that have been banished, that just no one will ever hear.
Do you delve back in from time to time just to have a little peek to what's there?
Yeah, definitely sometimes. I mean, like in the old Dropbox or the files, I'll revisit demos every now and then, but yeah, so there's plenty that it's never making it out.
I want to hear them now. I really want to hear them. You want to add a little B-side to the
Maybe
old track
someday. Yeah, maybe someday.
You got to get keys to the nether realm.
Maybe one day, as you said. And the sound that you made with this record, was it the plan to make that sound, or is it kind of just how it turned out when you were
a little bit? Yeah, I mean, like we really kind of the only thing that I can say that we had consciously thought about going into it was wanting it to kind of be consistently more high energy, because in the past we've typically it's kind of been more of a roller coaster, like more ebbs and flows. So this time we kind of wanted to keep it a bit more just shorter, to the point, shorter songs, higher energy, and just like not really waste any time. It was just kind of like flatlined at the top.
Yeah.
So I'd say that was definitely conscious going into it, but in terms of how it actually turned out and kind of the odds and ends, intricacies of the record, very particular things. I mean, we owe a lot to Brett Romness, who engineered and produced it. We click really well with him, and he understands the band super, super well, and just listens to so much music and pulls from so many influences. So I would say the sort of like very fine detail aspects of how it sounds, wasn't there was a lot of sort of figuring it out along the way, which was nice. Kept it exciting.
Yeah, good. Let's talk about the writing side of things. So for you guys, how do the tracks normally start off?
Just writing a demo, I don't know, like it typically starts with guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know, like it'll start with a riff, really, like mostly a chord progression or a riff, and then melodies, then lyrics, and then I'll send a demo to the guys and I'll be like, what do y'all think?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, this is cool, let's rip it, or
let's tinker,
or nah, that's going straight to the nether realm.
That never happens. That never happens.
You're like, methinks no.
No, that's like, I don't think that's ever really happened before.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's starts small and then kind of like takes shape as it goes. Like every now and then, like I'll kind of know going into a song like what I want to write about, or like tackle a very particular thing. But more often than not, I feel like that kind of comes along the way.
Are the lyrics pretty straightforward and easy to add to the riffs and things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I'll kind of, typically what I do is like, I'll map out kind of like the melodies first, and then think of what I want to say, and then like kind of fit it to that.
Yeah. And once you send it to you guys, is it pretty collaborative, and then do you have a lot of influence, or do you kind of hear what's done and then go, yeah, that'll do, I'm happy with that?
It really depends. Sometimes it's like, this is good, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, let's move some stuff around, let's tinker a little bit. Once you start adding like drums and stuff like that and other guitars, sometimes it's just one guitar part, so there's other stuff that's got to get added, or whatever. And then once we get in with Brett, it's like, now we're really getting under the hood, and really like the final thing has got to be perfect, right? So like we really, really just try to make sure that we love it before we leave New Jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say it's collaborative, but like a guided and spearheaded collaboration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of, we know where we start with it, and then everyone kind of puts their sauce in the mix.
Yeah, fair enough. And once you finish here this weekend, with the record now out, I'm sure you'll be wanting to do some more shows and touring. What's your plan for the rest of this year?
Oh yeah, we're not stopping. We got tomorrow, and then a show in Manchester and London. Then we go back and we're home for like less than a week. We start a marathon U.S. tour, very long one. Then after that, we're doing some Eastern Canadian dates, and then more after that we will announce soon.
Nice. Busy year then.
Very busy year.
Is there anywhere you've not got to yet that you want to go and play at some point?
Oh yeah, I mean Japan.
Mexico City.
Mexico City's a big one. I really want to play there. South America. I mean, really.
There's so many places in Europe that we haven't played yet too.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of Europe. I mean,
we played Germany a couple times and the Netherlands and stuff like that. But we'd like to just play anywhere really.
We want to play anywhere that will have us.
Yeah. I want to go to Singapore.
Singapore would be really dope.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Heart Attack Man from Slam Dunk Festival 2025. Now, our final interview is from Twin Atlantic. But if you want to listen to all of the interviews from today's show, plus others from Slam Dunk Festival, then we also have our Slam Dunk Festival radio show special. Yes, head to our website at thesoundlabuk.co.uk. Head to our international radio show button, and you can find our Slam Dunk Festival special on there, where you get to hear all of today's interviews and more, alongside music and more music there too. So while you go and find that, we're going to play you our final interview from Twin Atlantic from Slam Dunk Festival 2025. Guys, how are you?
Very good.
Hot, actually. Very hot, but really good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good. You're here at Slam Dunk. Looking forward to the weekend ahead?
Yeah, man, we've not. It's our first festival of the summer, and the first festival that we're playing with like our original lineup in like 4.5 years or something. So it's exciting.
Yeah, what's it like having the whole team back together?
Great, it's wholesome.
Yeah, it's actually very beautiful. Something we've wanted to do for a while, and it just all fell into place. But playing the first songs together and rehearsing the other day, which it was just a few days ago, I just felt right.
Yeah, good. And you've got plenty more dates coming up over the next couple of months. I bet you can't wait to be doing even more shows.
It's cool the way that sort of touring has evolved now. That see, if you ever did a headline show in the UK in the summer, that was like the biggest mistake you could ever do. But now it seems to be the thing, which is good for us. We like to play because we're getting to go to some places we haven't been in a while. Like we're playing Brighton in a couple of weeks for a headline show, but then we're into a couple more festivals that weekend, and so varied.
Yeah, nice,
fun,
nice and busy and varied, as you mentioned. And hopefully you get to play your new single Salvation. Because we've been playing it. Tell us a bit about the new single.
Thank you for playing it. It's a song that's kind of been knocking about our world for 7 or 8 years or something like that, and it was always kind of a bit too quirky to fit into these other ideas we had going on at the time, but we always loved the song, and we kind of knew if we were patient, its time would come, and then we ended up with this summer festival schedule, and we're like, you know what, kind of suits this, and here it is. Yeah. You can tell we've really not thought about it, but aye.
Well, you kind of, I guess I know the answer to this next question then, but is this the start of more new music to come, or...?
Yeah, we don't know how to stop doing this, so literally the day a new Twin Atlantic album comes out, we start talking about the next one, and we're really lucky to have to have studios of our own, and so we're always kind of tinkering away, and ideas are just always kind of not too far away in the background, so longest ever answer to say yeah
at some point.
Yeah.
Do you know what direction you're wanting to take it?
We're kind of always, I mean, our first love's definitely like distorted guitar and songs kind of in a rawest to the point format, but maybe over the years we kind of get distracted with like learning new skills in the studio or new songwriting techniques, and I think we want to try and cut through all that and just write our kind of rawest album. We're not sure what that means yet, but it seems that's getting the juices going. Anything to add, sir?
Yes. I suppose that's what's kind of exciting, the fact that we've got Craig back in the band as well, remembering all the memories of when we started and what it was all about then. And that was what that was about. Raw emotion.
Yeah, nice. I'd like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So tell us a bit about how tracks normally start off.
There's kind of 2 or 3 different ways. It can be like sat down and write a song on the acoustic guitar from start to finish, and then Ross and I then sort of produce it into like a rock song. Sometimes it stays as an acoustic song, right enough, but then there's other times where Ross will have like a whole song mapped out, like all the parts, send it to me, and then I write a lyric, write the top line over it, and then vice versa. I'll sometimes write a whole thing and send it to Ross, and he'll come up with a vocal line or have an idea or a concept for a song, and so basically we bounce things back and forwards. And yeah, the kind of more emotional ones are probably written on the guitar on their own, and then the more kind of fun experimental ones are written that way between us.
And once you've got your demos kind of sorted, how easy or how do you take it from that demo to a finished track?
Aye, that's changed quite a bit. Now we just play sort of beat the demo. We keep.
Yeah, no, because it used to be the demo would just be you playing the acoustic guitar, or we maybe do some kind of little mini thing. But now the demo is really the song. It's just a modern evolution, isn't it? I suppose of having home studios or whatever.
Yeah.
So we usually have like 75% of the track ready and made, and then just augment it, I suppose.
And are you ones for when you go to record it? Are you ones for layering it up, or do you like doing it in one kind of one take as a group?
We've done both. Our first ever album was a completely live album. Then we did do the vocals overdubbed and stuff like that. And then we've gone to we did an album called Power that was like too many layers and too like built up. But yeah, that's kind of more what we're touching on, like with that, like kind of thought of doing like a more raw Twin Atlantic record is like maybe just capturing more of like the room itself that the sound is in. We're kind of, it's ever evolving. There's no one answer. I'm afraid.
See how it feels at the time, I guess.
Basically, yeah, which is one way to seem really creative and clever, but also it's just laziness. What you can get away with on the day.
Go with the flow.
Aye.
Yeah, go with it. And you touched on the touring that you've got booked for this summer, the festivals as well, but have you got more dates to book in for later this year?
Yeah, actually we do. We've got a few special things planned that we'll tell you about in due course, I suppose. But yeah, there's some exciting things, some kind of cyclical anniversary things, and
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, good. Are you hoping to go overseas as well, maybe back to the States and that?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, to be honest with you, we kind of became dads just at the start of COVID, and we never really picked it back up because we were just kind of happy with what we were doing. But we've now got the drive, I suppose, back that we've to go and visit places and actually just feel like we kind of owe it to people, because people that have supported our band for a long time in a lot of places. So yeah, as soon as we can get back and visit them, we will.
Nice. Is there anywhere that you've not been to yet that you want to get to at some point?
Japan.
Yes.
Japan, yeah.
Not been to Japan yet?
Never.
How?
It's like the one place we've never been that we want to go. So that is top of the list. Yeah.
It's stupid because people listen to our music there, so yeah, I don't know why we haven't been. Yeah.
Hopefully soon. Yeah.
Next year, let's do it.
And I hope you enjoyed the interview there with Twin Atlantic from Slam Dunk 2025 Festival Special, and that was our special show for this year for Slam Dunk Festival. This is only part 1, so make sure you check out part 2, which will be coming out very shortly indeed, where we'll be having interviews from Hot Mulligan, Imminence, Rain City Drive, Save Ferris, and the Maths. That'll be on part 2 coming shortly, so make sure you check us out on social media at The Sound Lab, yes, and check out the website, thesoundlabuk.co.uk, and I'll see you for part 2 very shortly. Goodbye.